Call to Tim Zike, Thursday, the 23rd.
Building department, how may I help you?
Hi, good morning. Tim Zike, please.
Who's calling?
Sure, Nick DeSantis. We're playing phone tag.
Oh, Nick, hold on 1 second, okay?
Thank you.
Hey, Nick.
Good morning.
Hey, boy, you're a tough guy to get a hold of.
And vice versa. You nail me back on late afternoons, and I'm usually running back out in the field.
No problem. I just wanted to give you a holler. The commissioner actually asked me to get in touch with you.
Yeah, I tried calling the commissioner yesterday. No response.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a little bit of an issue here.
Talk to me.
All right, he saw the report that you did for 550 Broadway in Massapequa.
Yep.
And what he had asked me to tell you, and don't shoot the messenger, is that he said he's going to challenge your affidavits that you sent in for 2x4. Because on one of them you wrote my office witness, and then on the other one you said that I witnessed. Says he's going to challenge it with the State Department of Education. And pending an outcome of what their determination is, will determine what when I say we, the town will do with your work that's being submitted here. So at this point in time, he's not going to be accepting anything from your office or from you.
Okay, but I never changed anything by 2x4. It was always, my office, and that's how it was recorded in court.
Right.
Also with that, Tim, that was based on that March meeting we had, and he had asked for that certification, and I had submitted it promptly in March. So that's what's throwing me on this.
Right.
He had asked for it then.
I wish I could defend or attack, what his position is. But like I said, at this point in time, he made a decision that he's going to challenge it. He says that one of them says my office, and then in court it says that I, meaning you, saw it, and it was two different ones. So.
Well, it's a professional office. I mean, I had Samantha Spano, who's an EIT, and Banu in my office, there. And the only thing that we did on that site, again, is, a footing inspection to, verify that it, it's below the 3-foot line. And we verified that the soil was capable of bearing. And we also made sure the rebar was in it at the end. When we didn't, obviously we had the concrete tickets. And when we had that meeting in the commissioner's office in March, I had said, look, we have concrete tickets. We could produce, an additional test boring, as far as a coring. At that time, he goes, look, Nick, we trust you, submit it. You could just staple all that. So I don't understand why this is getting so turned upside down. And Tim, just between you and I at this point, what's going on is, the rest of the building, which we did not witness, I was also told originally it was a New York State Department of State certified building, which it's not. And, the whole thing has, a lot of, work that had to be done to it. And that's all we've been trying to do, just update the plan so this way it could be a safe building. I have no issue with the town. I had no issue with, working directly with, Cashin and Spinelli on this, with Mike Spinelli on it. And, I thought we were progressing in the right way. I'm not sure why a certification, that he had asked for. So I only made one letter. So I don't even know. I'll go to the folder that I have for 2x4. I understand what you're saying.
Right.
I know you don't shoot the messenger, but what's wild? I've been doing this stuff for 10 years on my own. Licensed engineer through the state. It's obviously not through the town of Oyster Bay. And he's just holding me back on making a living here on other outside of 2x4. So if he wanted to do something on 2x4, that's fine. But I'm still trying to be, earning a living as a resident and, as my business is right here in the village, just trying to earn a living. And I've gone to him multiple times, Tim, multiple times. I've gone to his office, even during the court case. I got home from court back to the office, and I went directly to him to bring him up to speed. And, this is what's killing me. I just don't understand why a certification letter like this, he's getting, held up on. I just don't understand it when the whole building, it shows that you guys are in the right, to bring her to court because the whole building, didn't comply from footing up. That's what's killing me. And, every drawing that we've submitted shows that too. Everything, here's the workload. And, we're always, we were out there, doing the inspections with them. And I just don't understand what a footing and a slab foundation for, truthfully, a small barn really is the holdup. And I was trying to get enlightenment on that because the rest of the building, I agree with the town. There was no, the building couldn't even handle wind load. There was no, hurricane strapping when we stripped it open. I just want to...
Trust me, Nick, I completely understand. Like I said, the commissioner made a decision. I have to abide by it.
Yep.
And the other reason I wanted to get in touch with you is I wanted to give you the courtesy, obviously, as a professional as well. I don't want to sit there and call the property owner at 550 Broadway and go through this whole spiel.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to call them and tell them that temporarily I'm not allowed to do work with you guys.
Yeah, and quite honestly, Nick, even on a personal level, I wouldn't want to do that to you. So that's why I figured if I called you, delivered the commissioner's message, then as an aside between us girls, tell you, if you want to make the call,
yeah,
say that you're too busy or something like that. I don't want to make that call if I don't have to, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I don't really want to go into detail because quite honestly, I'm not out to tarnish anyone's reputation or anything like that.
Let me ask you a question. Frank Scalera is very familiar with this. Can you do me a courtesy and speak to Frank to ask him to call me in the office?
Tell Scalera to give you a call?
Please. He's the only one that's very privy to all this, obviously, because he was, representing, the town in court.
Yeah, no problem.
Because I've been trying to talk to Frank about all this, and I don't get it.
No, I gotcha. I was going to say try and make an appointment with Fred, but you said you called down
how many times? And, I've been, like I said, from court case, I ran, I came right to him, tried to, meet. So many times. Yesterday, I called Gary Blanchard because you weren't in. So Gary goes, you got to talk to the commissioner directly. Call him. I call him. No message. Nothing. And
you want me to mention it to him that you're willing to come up to sit with him?
Of course I am.
Okay. I'll relay that back to him.
Please. I don't get it. At the end of the day, all I've tried to do is just do my job as a professional. I had, unfortunately, I had this job to do with 2x4. And once it gets into court, what do? I got to continue. And everything with Mike Spinelli and I off, sitting in a back room, as the judge asked us to do, is to work it out. That's it.
Trust me, Nick, I understand wholeheartedly. I've known you now for a number of years here. So, like I said, trust me, I got it. I'm delivering what the commissioner had asked me to relay to you. And like I said, if you want to make the call to the property owner...
I got to let them know. Yeah, I got to let them know right off the bat because, they're waiting to get forensics in there.
Correct, and that's what's holding this whole thing up.
Of course. All right. What is the advice on that? I mean, I guess they're going to have to hire a different engineer to assist putting like a shoreline plan together?
Yeah, I think that might be the best bet, and then have it submitted under their firm or whoever you're going to use.
You know what? I'll tell them to have the forensic guy. I'll talk to the owner. They actually have a forensic specialist. I'll tell him that he's going to have to just get his own, person, on board. And, I went through that building. I know it inside and out. It's not a complex building. There's nothing left on the roof.
Right,
it's just the fear. It's just the fear of anything, coming down because...
Well, that's why I'm hesitant to let anyone in the building, even when I say the fire inspector, the insurance guys and all that. So, until we can get this resolved, like I said, I'll leave it to you to speak with the owner and work all that out, and I'll wait for a new report then.
Yeah, please talk to Frank and talk to the commissioner, but also, I got a question for you. We do have open things, that we've been trying to close out for clientele.
Right.
I've been doing certifications for various other things to close out. What's going to happen with these open other permits that, clients are trying to close out?
I'll be honest with you. I think anything that crosses the commissioner's desk, which is usually everything, it's probably going to be iced until he gets determination back from the state.
Wow.
So,
all right. So I guess I'm going to get a phone call.
Relay the fact that you're willing to sit down and go over.
Well, it sounds like he...
And if I see Frank floating around, I'll let him know to give you a holler.
And it sounds like he's already started this thing with the state education department?
I believe so. He spoke with me either it was Thursday or Friday last week that said he was going to get the ball he said call up Nick and let him know. It was as soon as he got this certification that was faxed over. It was in the mail. He said to come down and see him, and he went over this whole thing with me.
Oh, for the 550 Broadway.
550. Yep.
Got it. Not 2x4.
Alrighty.
All right, Tim.
Thanks, Nick. Sorry.
You got it.
All right. Bye bye.
Yeah, and that's the end of that call.